Is real estate a good investment in times of rising inflation? This is a great question for investors and home buyers alike, and we'll go over the following topic in this video. While real estate is often touted as an inflation hedge asset, this is true because landlords can raise rents typically with inflation, especially if inflation is quite low. They can also keep costs such as replacements, repairs, contractor costs relatively stable. So real estate is an inflation hedge asset, and it works especially well as a hedge against inflation when inflation is relatively low or moderate and there is low inflation volatility. However, with high and unpredictable levels of inflation, the story is actually different. We personally think that real estate is not so great and potentially even terrible of an investment class during times of high rates, and especially volatile rates where you can't accurately price in, for example, price increases. And this is not just for real estate investors, but for even the largest companies. When you have difficult to predict and volatile rates of inflation that are also high, for example, high single digits, it's very hard for companies, let alone individual real estate investors, to accurately price what their costs are going to be, how they should price their services, in this case lease renewal rates, whether to increase or decrease lease renewal rates as leases roll over. So it's extremely hard to do. And not only that, it typically in periods of rising rates, you also have volatility in the economic environment. It might be accompanied with recession. So you might see a situation where your costs are becoming elevated. You're having higher costs for everything from common charges, for example, if you're a condo investor, property taxes, perhaps landscaping, maintenance, roofing. The cost of everything might increase, not just from property insurance because replacement costs are going up, but replacement costs of just appliances breaking, and the cost of having a plumber or electrician come by increases 200-300%. Everybody wants to get paid $500 per hour. Well, then it becomes quite difficult as a real estate investor as all of these costs go up, and you can't you can really increase your rent perhaps once a year, and that's dependent on the housing market and whether the market overall is not in a recession, because then you really have the worst of both worlds. So yes, the short answer is real estate is a good inflation hedge asset when inflation is moderate, low, when you can predict it well. But when it's unpredictable and it's high, it's actually not that great of an inflation hedge asset due to the difficulties we mentioned. We hope you found this video helpful. My name is Chris at Hauseit. If you're looking to sell or buy property in New York or Florida, we can help you save some money on the commission by giving you 2/3 of the buyer broker commission back to you with a Hauseit buyer closing credit. We can also help you save all 6% of broker commission with our agent assisted FSBO listing. We also have a full service for a 1% listing where one of our agents can handle everything for you for a 1% listing fee. My name is Chris at Hauseit, and we'll see you on the next one.